I'm here with 2023 Featherweight World Champion Sam Nagai. Sam, thanks so much for joining me today.
Oh, brother, it's an honor to me to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Of course, you had such an amazing performance at the 2023 Worlds. Some incredible matches. Of course, we'll dive into each match in particular, but let's just start out. I want to hear about your preparation. I know you did your preparation a little bit differently for this World Championship, so why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, of course. So my preparation was with Lucas Leite in California. Upland La Habra is the gym that he's have at the place, and me and Mateus we went there together like a month and a half beforewards to get ready, to train with a lot of guys, cause on the period a lot of people come from Brazil to do the camp too. So the preparation was very good. We was doing a lot of drills, a lot of study, roll a lot, specific training, and also like outside of jiu-jitsu we was doing like a circuit, with weight.
Yeah.
And man, what was good. We was training with a lot of tough guys. And I think the partners that was helping me a lot was Mateus, Gabriel, and my brother Jackson, that guy. And they did great at horse too, My
Yeah.
brother on the first day he did great. Mateus too, but he's got hurt, he's hurt his shoulder. But the preparation was really good, man. They pushed me a lot, so I won wars, but was like no, just me. It was like everybody that was working like together, and the preparation was tough, man. Really good.
So I know you mentioned that Mateus was one of the people who helped you, and you and him trained in Texas. You made the trip to California for the World's
Yeah.
Camp. What do you feel like Lucas Leite brings to the training and brought to your game that maybe you didn't have when you were just training with Mateus in Texas?
Man, here we was kind of like getting lazy, because we don't have a lot of people like to roll hard and go hard, So when we went to Cali, Professor Lucas was pushing us a lot, like, hey, roll with that guy, roll with this guy, do this technique. You have to fix this part of your game. He was helping us a lot with that, and also like the vibe, the energy that like his gene has like more like competition, like training, like he's made us like pass our limit, always. And that's why I think that helped me a lot at words, because I was ready, just like a physical but mental too, So I learned a lot of things with him. He's pushed us a lot all the time, and all the camps, right, all the camps that Checkman have, Professor Lucas is always pushing. So man, if it wasn't him, I was not no world champion, because he's pushed me a lot, a lot. So it was good, I learned a lot of things. He's fixed my game. He's helped me to control my mind, to don't get hurt, don't get injured. Because on the 2021, I got hurt, so
Yeah.
I didn't compete, right? And this time we did like everything different. And also like on the semifinals, we was training a lot for the fight. He was like helping me like to protect my feet, because on the 2020 second Isaac got my ankle,
Yeah.
he did like a straight ankle on me. And on this one my game was ready for the fight, because Professor Lucas was like coaching me, and also before that he was like teaching me like to protect my feet. So to be with him was essential for me, was good.
Yeah, it seemed like you had a strategic plan going into the Worlds. I know you played mostly on top. Was that another thing that Lucas was helping you with and kind of guiding you through towards in your matches?
Yeah, because before when I was like purple belt, I was like a passing guard really good, but at black belt everybody likes to pull guard, and I was kind of like getting like on that game too. I was like, oh, I'm gonna pull guard and I'm gonna play guard all the time, because I have a confidence on my guard, and I was kind of like lost in my confidence on my pass guard before. But with Professor Lucas, he was helping me with that. He was he was telling me that like, oh, you have a good pass guard. Let's keep you working on that. And also my other professor, Kaiser Girão, he was telling me that too. Like, hey, work on your pass guard. You have to get the confidence back. You're really good on passing guard. You know. And at these words, I was confident on my pass. I was like confident on my guard too, but I was focused more like on the top because I knew that like all my opponents was going like to pull guard. So we did like good strategy, lasso pass because everybody did like a lasso on me.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like studying before, and everything was good.
Yeah, your top game looked incredible, but we also got to talk about Jackson, Nagai, your brother. He competed at
Wow.
the lightweight division, had an amazing run, had some very big wins on Saturday, advanced to the semifinals on Sunday where he lost to Jonathan Alves, another very good match. But what was it like not only preparing with your brother, but also just having him there mat side? And at one point, he was actually competing on the mat next to you. You guys are both in the semifinal at the same time. That was a really cool moment. How much energy and how much did Jackson bring to not just your preparation, but just your performance on that day?
Man, because I'm with my brother since I'm start to train jiu-jitsu, So that was like a dream for us, like to be on the second day competing. And I remember that when I was kid, we was training on the mat, like a little mat, and put it like on the TV, the world champions, like video. I was like, wow, that is tough. Maybe we're gonna be there one day. And I was like 12 years old. He was like let me see, 18, 19, something like that. And I was like thinking on that, oh, maybe one day we're gonna be there. And on that day, man, I felt like the energy, I felt like, oh, I'm here. This is happening, the dream's becoming true. And when I saw him like on the other mat, I was like, man, let's go. This is our dream, Let's do it. Let's do it. I believe on you, jiu-jitsu. I believe on you. I was telling him that, but man, just to be like on the second day with my brother over there was like a huge thing for me, huge thing, like a dream. The dream became true. Doesn't matter like if we lost or win. We was there together, so we was happy for that. Because before we was watching the guys, the examples, and today we can be the example. So that is like a lot of things for us. Our past was like really tough, really hard, and now we live in our dream. We live in our dream, competing, living off jiu-jitsu. So that is like make me feel like comfortable, comfortable.
You guys shared an amazing moment after you won the final. You jumped into his arms, and then he kind of
Yeah.
dropped you. Everyone was kind of laughing about it, but that was a really cool moment. Talk about that moment and just what it felt like right after you got your hand raised and your brother was there to embrace you.
Man, it was amazing because I fall like four times words. One was on the blue belt, I won. Second one was on purple belt. That one was amazing, amazing too. Like I never gonna forget about that moment.
Those were the
And my
lightweight
brother was
days
with
for you.
me. Yeah, my brother was with me. And on the last one, no, on the 2022nd, I lost and he was with me. You know, I got the ankle. I hurt my ankle, and this year was the year. He was with me too. So that's mean a lot for me because always my brother is with me. We don't live together today, but he's always here. He's always on my heart, and man, I don't know how to explain. It was like I don't have like an explanation for what I felt that day. Became a world champion. The hard work paid off. Because the only person that was believing on me from the beginning was my brother, and he was there on that day. So I went there. I saw him. I gave him a hug. A hard one, just like to make his feel like the feeling that I was feeling. And man, it's unique. It's unique. Have to thank him for everything that he's did for me, because he's putting me like on this way. He's putting me in jiu-jitsu. So if it wasn't him, I was not here.
It was an amazing moment, and also the crowd from Checkmat brought a ton of
Yeah.
energy. It seemed like there were a lot of people who competed at the Worlds, also just students over at Checkmat who brought a lot of energy to a lot of matches, yours of course included. Can you talk about the energy that you experienced from the crowd and how that helped fuel you through your matches?
Man, I think the crowd is essential. on the semifinals and finals, because sometimes like your opponent have the same dream as you, so the person that gonna win is the person that won more, and sometimes you're tired, you feel like your mind start like to go down, and when you heard the crowd, when you heard the energy, you start like to coming up stronger. And that was like essential for me too, because I was I don't know, man, my mental was good, my physical was good, the energy on that place was perfect on that day. And I don't know, man, because I was training with all the people that was there, from Checkma, giving me the support on the crowd. So I felt happy, and grateful for have this team, checkmate.
So let's talk about some of your matches. You had an armbar in your first match. You had a pretty big points victory in your second match. Your third match was against a really tough opponent. You had Alex Sodre. He's a no-gi world champion, a pan champion. He took, I believe, silver. Yeah, silver at the 2023 Brasileiros. Lost a very close final to Isaac. World-class opponent. So I know you talked about leading into the Worlds that you were
Hmm.
anticipating a potential match with him. Can you talk about that match with Sodre?
Man, that match was really good. He's really strong opponent, really technical. And I was looking for the match. I'm not gonna lie, I was want to fight against him because he's really good and he's had amazing performance at Brasileiros. He's beat Hokage, right? So I was kind of studying that game, the fight, But on that fight, he was doing more pass guard. So I was like, oh, he's good on the top too, not just on the bottom, right? That's why I went let me study his bottom game first, just to get ready for both, you know. And when I went to that fight, I knew that he's do double lasso, or sometimes he's do lasso, to sweep you, like throw into the other side.
Yeah.
So before words, I was doing a lot of study of lasso pass, because I know that my division, all the athletes do more like De La Riva and Lasso, De La Riva and Lasso. So I was kind of ready for that fight, But man, I think that fight was the toughest one. He's really strong grip, good guard, really technical. And I was trying to break his grip, man, but his grip is strong, really strong.
Yeah, those sleeve grips on
Yeah,
Alex are hard
so
to break.
after I had the advantage, I was trying to stay strong on the top, and don't do a mistakes. Because if I do a mistake on that fight, maybe the referee is going to give to him, because he was moving really good on the border, a lot of attacks. But yeah, man, my pass guard was kind of good, I almost got on his side twice. One, the referees gave me the advantage, the other one didn't. But that one was the toughest fight that I had at Wars, I think.
Yeah, you won that one by one advantage. That put you in the
Yeah.
semifinal, a rematch of the semifinal from the 2022 Worlds. You talked about the match with Isaac
Hmm.
last year. You got caught in that straight footlock. You also had a match with Isaac back at the 2020 Pans. You won that
Hmm.
one by a pretty wide points margin.
Yeah.
So this was the rubber match. So going into this match, talk me through your thoughts leading into this third match with Isaac Doederlein.
On the third match, man, the only thing that changed was the energy, my energy, I think. Because on the first Wars that I compete, I left a lot on the first day. After I won the fight against Fabricio Hokage, man, I was I took a lot of energy off, I was I don't know how to say in English, but when you end off, when you finish the fight, you start to rah, I don't know how
Yeah.
to say that.
You were just fatigued. You gave a lot in that match with Fabricio. It was a
Yeah,
very back and
yeah,
forth match. So probably affected your
So
performance the next day.
yeah, I affected my performance on the next day. So I on the first day I was with a great energy, and on the next day I was a kind of not tired, but the energy was a less,
Yeah.
less, And on this time, I did different. On the first day, I was okay, let me get calm, let me get let me save my energy for the next day. Okay, I'm gonna give my best today, but end of the fight, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna get calm, let the referee raise my hand, and on the next day I'm gonna be ready. And this time I did that, you know. So on the second day, I was ready, mental, physical, spiritual, you know. I was ready in everything. So the only thing that I think I had like to do is protect my feet, because his full lock is one of the best. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely.
The last words, he's finished like three guys with the full lock, and Brasileiros two guys. So I was ready for that. Look who's here. Look who's here. Ah,
Hey, what's up, Mateus?
the man,
Two
the
world champions in the house.
man. Yeah, man. So I was kind of like studying that, you know, how to protect my feet.
Yeah.
And went to that fight, you know, he gave everything that I had. Like I knew that he was like a lasso player too, double
Mhm.
sleeve, you know. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring my feet far from him, and I'm gonna start to open to get like on his side. And when I did that movement for the second time, he's kind of like roll, you know, give him his back, and his arm was there. So I didn't think. I just saw and poof, did it. You know, I don't know how I did. I just did the movement. So was good. You know, I felt great on that fight because on the last year he took the gold from me, and this year nobody was, you know, able to take the gold from me.
Yeah, Isaac is an amazing opponent, and I feel like
Yeah.
you guys really bring out the best in one another. He
Yeah.
kind of
I
brought out
was,
the best in you at the Pans. You brought out the best in him last year at the Worlds, and so on. Every time you guys face, you guys have incredible matches, and there's always amazing moments. So, what do you think it is about Isaac that just brings out the best in you, and what it is that you bring out for the best in him?
I think because we fight forward, you know, always we go like for the submission. He's really good on full lock attacks. And no juice on full lock attacks. He's good on Moplata,
Yeah,
triangle, back take on everything. And me too, you know, I have the same game. I was fighting forward, like trying to find the submissions, you know. I think that's why like we go hard, you know. Just have aggressive game, I have aggressive game. And we bring the show, man. We bring the show. It's
yeah,
good.
it was incredible. So amazing match. Got the armbar over Isaac in the semifinal. That put you in the final against Diego Sodre, 2022 European champion. Amazing, another amazing opponent, brother
Yeah.
of Alex Sodre, who you faced in the quarters, and you timed that takedown beautifully off his guard pull to start the match. Can you talk me through that moment? Was that something you were preparing for as well?
Like man, I have a lot of respect for that with him, you know. He's a nice guy, such a nice guy. And I was like looking for the pull guard, right? And I saw that when I did the pull guard, he was kind of like getting lower, you know. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna stay lower too. And I was waiting for his pull guard. I was waiting. I got lower, and when he did a pull guard, I did kind of like double leg, single leg. You know, I don't know which one I did, but I was ready for that. You know, because my top game was like really solid on that day. So I was like, okay, if I take him down here, I'm not gonna let him sweep me. You know. But man, when I took him down, he did kind of like crazy, you know, movements. He's almost sweep me, but he didn't come up. He didn't came up, you know. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to escape from here. And I don't know how he did, but he's almost got my back, got the triangle on me, and I escaped, you know. So that fight was really good. You know, I knew already, like, cause he's went to the final, right? So if he was there, it's because he's like the best one too. You know, one
Yeah.
of the best. So I was ready mental. You know, I knew that he was like a play lasso and lapel guard. So before the match, I was kind of like doing like some strategy with Professor Lucas, with my brother. You know, and I was ready for the fight. You know, it was really tough. And let me see another thing. Yeah, I think the time that I got like scary was the taking down, and after that he's almost took my back. On that time I got really scared, but I was good like to defend, you know. And after that we was like just like fighting, you know. We got stuck on one time because he was with like a 50-50. I was grabbing on his pants, you know. And the referee gave us the penalty, and was like the third penalty already. On the place that I got like a scary was on the almost there. He took my back, but I was be able like to escape over there. Yeah, so I was defending my back, right, and after that, like was like a 7 minutes left, So I was like, wow, it's still a lot of time. And I was listening my coach, my brother. My brother was on my coach, and I was like, okay, I have to do something here. And he did like a lasso with lapel with 50. So I was kind of like, wow, I can do the mistake because it was like
Yeah.
the third penalty already. And if I took another one, DQ. So I was trying like to be strategic,
Strategic.
strategic,
Yeah.
right? That's why I was working a lot with like a coming out with from lasso and do the leg drag, jumping to the other side. But he was with good guard too, so I couldn't pass. But man, the crowd helped me a lot. My coach Jackson was helping me a lot too. I think everything was like on the right line, to like become a world champion.
So you finished the day 5 wins, no losses, 2 submission victories, became the 2023 featherweight black belt world champion. Did you have any other thoughts on the worlds and just your performance in the pyramid?
Man, my performance I think was really good. I just got like a 2 points from the penalty. With all of that, no points of like sweep, pass guard, takedowns, nothing. So I'm really happy with my performance, and I was be able like to show my top game again. So I was like a long time don't like having the confidence of passing guard, and afterwards I had, I was confident. So I just happy, for that because on the last words I show my border game skills, like two submissions, uh, badass like quarterfinals against Hokage. So was good, and on this one, I was really good on the top. Felt great, did everything that I could. So I think I don't have like a how can I say like I don't think like, oh, I should do this, I should do that. I did
No
everything that I could.
regrets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks again, Sam, for your time today. Really appreciate it. Congrats again on becoming a black belt world champion. Can't wait to see you again soon. Anything coming up or anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up the podcast?
Guys, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. Okay, thank you, IBJJF. I never gonna forget about that moment of I become a world champion with my brother on my side, my family, and also I wanted to thank my sponsor for the all support, Level Black, Natalia, Macau. Thank you so much, guys. And if you guys come to Houston, visit, innovate.
Awesome. Thank you again, Sam. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys soon for another episode. Take care.